In this video, I will show you how to set up Discord's onboarding feature in 3 simple steps. Firstly, we need to enable the community feature so that we can set up the onboarding process. Click on Get Started and follow these simple steps and enable the community feature. Now, you will see the onboarding option. Here you will see 5 steps that you need to complete to enable the onboarding. Firstly, we will enable the rules screening so that our server is safe from spammers. Here you can add a small introduction about your server. Click on the Get Started button to add the rules. I have shared some rules that you can use for your community, and you can find all of this in my server. If you want a video on Discord's auto moderation, then let me know in the comments below. Step 1 is to set the default channel that everyone can view them, and you must meet these 2 criteria for the default channels. As you can see, all of these channels are locked, and that is because everyone can't see these channels. So let me change the permissions quickly. If you want an in-depth tutorial on how to make channels like these with all the important roles, then you can check out my old video. Now, I have 2 categories. One is for movie and other one is for anime. So, I will let the users choose which category they would like to see. To make this happen, I'll quickly make a role and change the channel permissions. Now, let's select the default channels that everyone can see in the server. Let's move on to next step. Step 2 is to add the questions and answers. If a user answers any of these questions, they can unlock a role or a channel or both of them. There are 2 sections for this. In pre-join questions, when the user joins the server, he will be asked this question. In post-join questions, user can answer them once they have joined the server. Here you will add the question that you want to ask the user. Click on the plus option to add your answer. Here you will add the title and a short description explaining it. Here you can assign the channels and roles that user will get once they choose this answer. You can also add an emoji of your choice. Here comes the important part. I will toggle the Allow Multiple Answers option so that user can choose both the answers if they want to, and I will also toggle the Required option so that user must answer this question, or else they won't be able to go to the next question. Now, the next question will be based on nationality. In the description, I will add the country's name. This is completely optional. Emojis that I will be using here are custom emojis. I have added them manually in the server.
One hour later.
I will uncheck this option because they can't live in two different regions at the same time. Now comes the post-join questions. Here I will add the question that I don't want user to answer upon joining, but they can answer it after joining the server. I will ask question related to the color roles. So let's quickly make the roles. Sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to let you know that I have recently launched my community server. We have a variety of channels where you can chat with community members, seek help related to Discord, play games, and much more. Also, if you're someone who doesn't want to handle the tedious work of server setup, you can hire me. I have launched my services, which you can find here. So, click the link in the description and I will see you inside.
One hour later.
As you can see, I have made all the color roles. Now, let's go back to the onboarding tab.
Wait a minute!
Looks like all of our work has gone. I'll quickly add both the questions, just wait a second.
One eternity later.
Boom, now we are good. Remember to create all the roles and channels before, or else this could happen with you also. So, here I have added the last question related to the color roles. I will also uncheck this option so that they can only choose one color. Let's move on to next step. Step 3 is the server guide. You can skip this part and enable the onboarding feature. Now, server guide is divided into 3 parts: welcome sign, to-dos, and resource pages. If you have tons of information channels, then only enable the resource channels. Welcome sign is where you will type in a welcome message, and it'll be shown to users upon joining. In the message author, whoever is server owner, select them. If you are using square brackets with a username, then it will mention the user in the welcome message. This is where you will assign tasks to the users that user has to do upon joining. Either they can just visit the channel or they have to send a message. This is where you will enter a title for the task. Here you will choose the channel in which they have to perform the task. Here you have 2 options. Either you can choose a normal emoji or a custom ones from your device. This is where you have to select the task that user has to perform. If they have to just visit the channel or they must send a message in that channel, I usually select the first option. Make sure to read this before starting with the resource pages. It will turn read-only channels into fancy resource pages in your server guide. They will no longer appear on the channel list unless you enable all channels. Let's create some resource pages. Firstly, select the resource channel. Now, enter a suitable title and then add a short description explaining what this is all about. You can also upload a custom thumbnail if you want to. I have the thumbnail, so I will quickly upload it. If you have followed all the steps that I have showed here, then you should see something like this with the check mark saying good. That means we have done everything perfectly. Now, let's take a preview of all of this. Finally, let's enable the onboarding. If you want to learn how to set up a community Discord server, then watch this video.